Download Ladder Driver now. Ladder, your safest ride to your destination. Improve your life with Ladder Driver. Drive Ladder, live better. Download Ladder Driver now. Ladder, we drive you safely.
And as already in Como, Unim said somewhere last year, 2020, and I picture by on social media from Akuapim Poloo, and who said now Babasa just days back, and I caught it me rule say uncle them 90 days. Na enye additional day, and my mom for some post pictures. Now, in some day, I'm sure so be a lot of people have passed comments. Omo asebi omo die emu du omo so omo die emu lights. Obi akan obekan. Na one person that I've always wanted to talk to about this issue, ejumako omutimi reporte the picture no ema CID, Child Rights International for na panimpa na nensa ehyekrata se a call CID headquarters Mr. Bright appear and then Zionfelix menya. I'm very, very happy say menya opening power we see bidin ko say bia obetimi answer questions be na amanfo ebusebusa ni na timeti ho ase ene insam na ekosomidin Zionfelix. If you go on Instagram, you know you can follow me at zionfelix.com. 1.7 million followers going on Twitter on here called Zionfelix. On Facebook it is Zionfelix 10 minutes as like I say enko Emma dash app so hope say udidra and technology nedija download Dash app on either Google Play Store or iOS App Store. Now Dash app are there it's me ultimate seniska Emma Obi on a MTN mobile money, Airtel to go cash and Vodafone cash. And as you Dash app, now so you should Dash app Misanuska Obi Anjimetre a free can also send money to your PayPal account, your bank account. You can also transfer money to somebody in Kenya. We are Dr. Grace Body Sabra Grace Gift About Clinic. Now on Saudi Yoko Kumasi Oshim School Judge now. Dr. Grace Body now Busa ni Wadbroche and also Anna Wadbroche na person Steniska Ebagana. Mepacho use tap send. Among tell you whenever you want to send money. Or UK, Belgium, Holland, Spain, France, Italy, countries where and I'll be to me easy. Mekwaba. Now the time that everybody has been waiting for. We may find a time with Mr. Bright up here. Now what cheche and semu on this whole issue. I'll be right back after this break.
I go adofo me chiamo it is saying me did the mama say wa na me was tempted de be catcher. What a tap sending ka. Debbie. What's it say? Na was a hen. My main can't share way. Tap send app I'll bet me out go phone so. Now wo baby wo Europe wutimi send this kako Ghana e koma wa dofo intentem hona. Na se omo mujisika no so mo MTN so Vodafone Tigo ana se Airtel so a omo benya sika ne intentem hona. Na de wo mu kra ne se fees bia anka ho untua fees bia and exchange rate no so was so kama or iPhone ana se wo Android that de obeya ne se obekọ App Store no na wa hwehwe tap send chale me say menye ja ho me say tapo na send
Welcome back from that short commercial break. I have Mr. Bright appear with me here as I told you earlier. And the conversation now will be about Rosemond Brown. Good morning, boss.
Yeah, good morning.
And
I'm
sure everybody is watching us. First of all, now, you can't Mr. Bright appear. I said Bright appear, but I want us to know you before you go to the foundation and then the issue at hand.
Oh, Bright will be a okay encouragement. Na when I made that a Juma corner, Child Rights International. Mr. T.S. Juma 2003, and I shall say, Bamianka, I'm about child rights, 16 years, and it's a year this Juma. And
so started since 2003 about
child right.
Before
na me national youth platform na ye promote youth development. And to share the first Ghana Youth Charter na by na ye drafted National Youth Authority. And there's a number of policy documents developing, and then also some law reforms have been part in terms of the way you share youth development in this country. And sana maybe child rights, and so I've participated in most of the policy reforms in terms of how we want to provide care for Nkora, and then how our SEA treaty Nkora, and then the relationship that we need to establish with Nkora. And we develop some policies too for other countries on how to provide care for Nkora. And I have a legal background too, and there's a lot, but my credentials, but for the purposes of this, I am many bright up here.
Okay, so is this organization the only place that you work for 247?
Yes, this is a organization, Meye Juma Emma, and beyond that, privately I do other things. But since I may start working for organization, this is the organization that I've been with 16 years now.
Okay. Is it yours or you're looking for somebody?
No, there's a history to it because child rights and Kasanyam Nameche na opinion you are no manage. And sana obeka baby. Then I have to step in because na Kasana youth development and AC so. But Ocean studies are mayor or Lego. Now it's about youth development work, and me feel I'm acquiring a master's in human rights education. From then I'm acquiring a master's in governance and leadership, and so I'm acquiring LLB in law and other professional programs on my any idea. And now it gives me some kind of a wide area in terms of my work. In Tinanka, youth development and I'm a lady. But it happens that I have to come here. And in but it wasn't part of a. But Nyamiya it feed into they say youth through Nkora, because one of the things I also study has to do with child development, and also I added it to the work that me. So basically, that's me.
So you've been with this organization for 16 years?
16 years.
But for how long has it been in existence?
Child Rights Ankasa was formed in 1997, and issues about child rights. Pursues or share the role that we play in the development of the Children's Act, and then also the Juvenile Justice Act, clear, and the Child and Family Welfare Policy. We also participated in that process, but Children's Act in Juvenile Justice Act in I wasn't there then, and then if no opinion now handle those so we've more or less highlighted issues of children, and for us we are very biased when it comes to issues relating to children. We don't take it for granted. No matter who does it or who commits that offense against Akora, we take it very serious. In we've worked in the area of juvenile justice. Most of the reforms that we've done a paper on it, to look at how to reform the juvenile justice system. Osha Korea on Obi say, it's purely a juvenile justice. But on Bekase, Akorana Omakuku Obi intino, you should treat Nkorano in a different way. But Yemremuno, there's the trial of Nkora. It exists under our juvenile justice system. You cannot try Akora under our adult system. And they say, "Bia, oyakura no below the age of 18 na ukuni pakra." The maximum sentence that the system can give you is 3 years. And
wow.
Yes.
No matter how serious the issue is.
No matter the nature of the offense. Once you are below the age of 18 years, the law says the longest commitment that the law can give you is 3 years. Oyakura. And there are within that, there are some exercises via discretions via the judge can issue or share the juvenile justice system. Now, there were 2 phases. We have the junior correctional centers and then the senior correctional center. So depending on the crime that you commit, the judge can decide, say, okay, we the 13 crime, you be put you in the senior correctional center. But there's a caveat where you cannot exceed, say, life imprisonment. It can never happen. And there's a lot of work that we've done in that area. We want to see the reform. So, for instance, feeding juveniles, feeding one city 80 pesos is one of the reforms that we are seeking to change. And there's a lot of things that you're in that area. And about child labor. Currently, we work in over 1,002 communities across the cocoa areas, and Koraya Boom so far we support to be in school and then also find life. It's almost our 46,000 children that we supported. Scholarship, Ayaman Kora, Ebinum are doing medicine, most of them in the universities from the rural communities, because we work mostly in the rural communities. And I'm currently being so sabe we crase when you aggregate 12, but o compo be when you aggregate 12 for Accra, you cannot say something equal. Into one of the scheme, and say Yabema and Korano, enya access to some of these the elite schools in Ibi. And yeah, almost 30 room. Now recently almost 2 exams Obi when you 12 had one ACE as our universities or medicine from the rural community. So that is a child labor. And then there also an issue of a social child right in general, where we expect to say at least children on the streets, children who have gone through domestic abuse and all that, you better resolve issues around them. So there's a number of cases that comes to my table. One way or the other, we have resolved them. Some defilement cases be why they are called court. I'm a court, the Encrofono, Atom. A lot of cases. But I could be crab and saying, I think 3 years ago, bank be omu loan, omu loan, omu coffee be more na onomu ko jo musika na omu ko na ufoni ni nti omu tam nkora ne say omu di omu eko awufoni ba no ma be jo omu ma. So when we got hint of it, we went to court, and now the bank has opened an investment account for the Nkorano, so that when they get to the age of 18 years, then they will hand over the account to Nkorano. So anything about the Nkorano,
so the bank is the one depositing cash into the account?
Yes. Well, they came for arbitration, and we told them, say, look, the work that we do is about the interest of Nkora, and I can never do any negotiation that will not be beneficial to the child. Until you catch up, these are the terms. So if they are willing to do it, and they agreed. So we have investment account, our data bank, MRD's toolkit, and there's a number of cases, and some of them too, the way the nature of the case in Etiano, we don't make it public because of the integrity and the privacy of Nkorano. And there's a lot of things that, but if I'm to give you the catalog of all these issues, I mean, yeah, sure, say, you be and I can also tell you that there are cases we are in court in respect to how to protect Nkora.
At the back of the case that you will be discussing much about, people, I've heard a lot of people write and say, I mean, you say, if I'm more the cities, almost all. And quite a number of security, and Quago, what Jamu Hawk, I almost say it's kind of more follow other things, however, but Was in crowd street or almost as sky. So more there, one touch over. We see them every day.
Mete me kakra because Google Child Rights International oben the kind of work that we done on street children. 3 years ago, research because issues about them on the street, is a bit complex, kakra. So we did a research and through a letter comma the Ministry of Gender, Children and Social Protections. That's the action that we want to take. And the minister not then number out because okay, they're also taking action to deal with the matter. And I quite remember one of the events, may participate in it to see the roadmap. Until they came out with the roadmap, but after say minister we didn't hear anything about it again. So as we speak, our lawyers, we are the researching report now, my lawyers, and they are studying it and actions that we are going to take, because every year, as organization, in terms of our advocacy program, yes, select cases that we want to deal with. So last year to this year, there are cases that we want to deal with when it comes to street children. There are cases we want to deal with when it comes to juvenile justice. And then there are cases that we want to deal with when it comes to social media. And these are the 3 areas in terms of advocacy work. But there are other traditional programs that we do every year, supporting children, making sure that their conditions are okay and all that. In the street children in there, as I speak to you, the lawyers are studying it. And at the appropriate time, we'll come out in terms of what what we want to do to safeguard children on the street.
You mentioned social media. What is it about social media that you want to work on?
Social media. I mentioned social media in relation to cybersecurity because we realize there's a lot of things going on social media. That one, we don't have any security system that protects children having access to certain information on social media. And secondly, people are using children for commercial purposes. And we feel that some of the commercial purposes violate the right of Ankara. So there's a need for us to protect children from that environment. Then again, so there's a lot of bullying going on by virtue of the way and manner parents are exposing their children to all kinds of things on social media. So there's a lot of cases yesterday, and the social media space is huge. So with my legal background, I don't just wake up and say I'm going to court. We do a lot of work on the issues before we say this particular issue, this is the way we want to handle it before we go. So there's a series of issues that will be coming out moving forward so that we can protect that space so that children do not get offended.
Still on the social media bit, let me ask this one. Now I say parents use and cry over there. Is it like maybe maybe I use the kid as a brand ambassador for a certain brand, not maybe a promotion? Is it also against the law?
Oh yes, to some extent. On my muhano, the responsibility of care. On mine edema avo. The fact is maybe the parent of that child is the state. But what the state does is that it has defined the family unit system. What places that responsibility in your hand. And your major is you provide care. That is why you can do all manner of things for the protection of Akwara. But once you commit one mistake, the state will come after you because the state is always interested in the best interest of the child. Until today, I may have a child, but in absolute terms, Akwara enye menkwa meba. The state owns a lot of things. And the state also the way I be designing a system now, where the family system fails to provide care for Akwara, immediately the state must step in. So that's the kind of welfare system that.
But does the state do that?
Yeah, that is another issue that we need to discuss because over the years, who say, you need a certain kind of commitment in able to do that. But most of the cases, you don't see that because of share. We had a lot of infrastructure that must deal with the issues of social welfare. Social welfare department is one of the decentralized department but gradually, we are reducing their work to some kind of project related, but they are supposed to. We are not really giving them the kind of resources that they need. Until now, it's as if say, but within our legislations, nobody can say where am I bent,
People are arguing that if you go to countries like the Germans and other countries outside Ghana, I buy contributing, maybe a monthly.
Exactly.
And the child is for the state and myself because I buy contributing.
Yeah.
But in our part of the world, I take 100% care of my kid.
Yeah.
So why is it say about the social media thing? Yeah. Maybe I can't go to school. Maybe a brand say 10,000 cities. Now I can't brand ambassador. In front of billboards, so I can't say now. I feel Moka say I can't use the kid for that. Then how do I take care of the kid?
No, you see, one of the things inside William Ramo is a child who is below the age of 15 years cannot be economically gainful to the family or any other person. And if you are using the child for the purposes of commercial activities, then it means that there will be proceeds. And the proceeds in the bar, the child is not a vehicle to make sure that your responsibility given to you by the state is to provide care for Akorano. So if you have used Akorano for the commercial activity, now there's a procedure. What the state expects you is that one, you would account for the money now when you're as a result of the involvement of Akorano. And then secondly, that money now when you should go into the investment of Akorano. No other person stand to be a beneficiary of that. And anka ne pepemu anka your work structures are anka say awofo no kra otimi render account on how they are utilizing that resources so that the state would have a stake in terms of our what they Akorano. And those are the things that so if say one my home bana manya product na medene one of the things that the state you see Akorano to me advertise any product at all unless the product will be beneficial.
If I say drink
exactly
those things.
Into drinks
Penny
exactly. That is why when you look at the advertising content now, there's a way that they go about it. And there's approval processes for using a child to do adverts. One, the product must be approved by FDA. And secondly, the content of the product now advertising should be beneficial to Enquara. So if say a drink a cry, now say be a FDA examination, no more say there are certain content of the drink na advertising will be harmful to any child, then that company can be sued because you have allowed a child to advertise a product and child friendly. So these are so there's a lot of technical things that goes into using a child to do commercial activities, and that must go through a process. You yourself cannot determine says and then maybe a YouTube account I'm a member, so my child should use it for commercial purposes. It can never. Baby.
People have done it.
Yeah, people have done it, and I'm saying there's a lot of cases for us. I say we na bana obi e kan wasem, but if Osha case a egu me files where we are reviewing and the action that we are going to take and I'm sure people will say we cried a ketwa because we want people to know and want people to understand that encophobia or mine any idiom these are so obi fi say oye na onu hu say bonia you should just continue to do it
outside Ghana
and when the law comes you know say
with this case outside Ghana I know a boy called Ryan Toys Jr. He reviews toys on YouTube and I know there are so many of the kids outside Ghana who have YouTube channel. Ryan started to pretend last year or last 2 years was the highest earner on YouTube. And then I've never heard say be a Abruchi as a country no the states no as will be taking on parents on say they have allowed their kid to do such a thing because the kid earns like $22 million or plus a year. So
but what is the content of our current activities? Are you getting it? Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. And content no, you know. Okay. It is to promote it to be beneficial to Ankara. Into once it is beneficial to Ankara, nobody can question it. Okay. And I don't think say the parents are benefiting from the proceeds that Ankara de bano. Otherwise, the state will come after them. So these are things that are the intellectual celebrity be or dear obiti say King Kardashian, despite in Yama or there's no way she would expose Neba to a certain level of nudity and as a certain kind of activities. Never. The state will come after you because that is how we have programmed it. And Ghana Hankrano, I have reviewed a lot of countries' policies and all that, Europe, America, and all. But Ghana mra, say some of the policies that they have there. But it's just that you will not know, say, this is the kind of laws that we have that protect Ankara. So people must have that understanding and not to always swim in the pool, say, when the law gets you, then you know, say, there are issues a bit me about.
Let me ask this. Many honorable Apokasa and she made mention of Brown in the video now or Tafane Bano na. And she mentioned say it is also against the law. I don't know. Say it be about child rights in memoir. It's against the law. Say be a parent be Tafane Bano so be kissing the bar.
Well, there are two Nyama Betimi deduce from it in terms of the intention and the who is doing it. Say Akorano Oba, the relationship between Obaba, so Bema, say Uyeja, na Oba Yoba, the relationship is different. You can't go to that extent. Say Bia Ubikisi Akorano. And na nema menon sono Akorano level being and we do a man that
she was just a year. Hey,
exactly. And you know the impact and the effect of that on Akorano will not be greater. So there's a lot of things that will go into it to determine whether the act of the woman towards Akorano, they will kiss you or no. But you see, that can happen. But immediately there's another level. All the two social media say Kinsai. There's another issue altogether.
Okay.
And that is where the issue is.
You might not have issue kissing the kid, but about two social media.
At a certain age, I may not have issue. But currently from 3 years going, where the consciousness of Akora begin to develop. Even 1 year, 2 years, no more picking certain signals and all that. And your relationship must be defined, must be clearly defined. Say Obi or Akorano, debia ohu mehoni idea. But you see what you have done. Show them now. But what you have done is Akorano kwa bonten. Na say ohu obi. No the child will not see the difference between nipa na ye no nia wa ye no. So what you have done is that you have made the child vulnerable to rapists, cause defilement, and then pedophiles, because ohu ni maame anaze ne papa ho enti no okohu obi fufuro ho a, that difference will not be clear. So you'd have to manage clearly so that you carry out all activities ebetimi as safeguarding Akorano so that people or the environment will not take advantage of them. So it depends on the circumstances and then the conditions under which anchor year or year no na Akorano debate 2 years and 3 years. That one, it will be a very serious issue. But all the other social media no so no another matter. But I know but I realize at a point pulling it down. I don't know whether it is still there, but I don't want to preempt a lot of things, but there are a lot of actions that we are taking. And I feel, and it's not only about celebrities. From celebrities and or people who are in a certain entertainment industry. It's not only about them, but it's about other people who are also taking advantage of Ankara. And there's a lot of issues that we have resolved. People come to the office all the time. Sometimes you could see say Nipa no have no knowledge of the issue. You don't trust any akasa. What yes also menyebio no I then we're pulling it down and all that. So clearly there are a lot of action that we're going to take. And for me, we grad it's just, I wouldn't even say it's just the beginning. You know, there's a lot of issues that we are going to deal with. People who use children for commercial purposes, people who don't have contract with Ankara, but they are using them to do all kinds of programs and all that. And even time, when you saw Memuha, maybe after 8 p.m. You can never engage a child to do any kind of work after 8 p.m. Into show into the night. It's abuse of the child's right.
I know in program with you, so almost show after 8.
Exactly. You know, so these are Enyama. We will go after those. Once when they are bank, we are very biased.
You go after that. Let me ask, what do you consider before you pick up an issue and flow it out? Because as you said, there be ammonia be brave. What do you consider? Because issue there, or say full way there, and
yeah, the consideration is what will be in the best interest of our Quran. We don't look at the personality involved. I've never had any case I have personally looked at the personality. I look at the child involved. What will be beneficial to our Quran? That is the only thing that determines what I do. And if your action will not be beneficial or it will cause harm to our Quran, definitely you see child right. You see child right.
Mr. Bright Apia happens to be the executive director for Child Rights International. I'll be right back after the break. The bar, not the main issue. I just wanted you to number so baby no money to chair. Say by didn't come I better know we are saying Zionfelix.
Grace Gift Herbal Clinic. Aye bio. Intimate to me anyem.
Grace Gift Herbal Clinic dear. Sanya kran ya kan se yenye ready for entafo a. Anka nu ankode ma wo no. Anko amoa nyimienu ni mensa kran ka guyem. Abo de wote tekura o.
We yi ya na fiance nkruma.
Asem da kobosu.
Na me no ko dai. Oma wedro hwese wo niam yaye. Heavy say. Grace Gift Herbal Clinic.
Dr. Grace Bodui nanimu tie. Na se professional nurse ya. Wanya suahunu sam wonu abebie ne Herbal Clinic. Wo ya afo ho da je. Nanimu bo so boko. Ense won mo ma wawo. Ya debiti se ulcer, malaria, typhoid, BP, diabetes, stroke, hypertension de akeka ho no mo de. Grace Gift Herbal Clinic. Ayen mfitire kura. Wo Kumasi Oshim School Junction.
Aya phone friend na won ko ho 0246 518 003 and 0206 812 558.
Grace Gift Herbal Clinic. Bieni how bio.
Welcome back from that short commercial break. My name is still Zionfelix. I'm here with the executive director for Child Rights International. Really a letter no na yen starting in fiho. So this letter is on the letterhead of a year Child Rights International, dated 30th June 2020. Now to the Director General CID, Ghana Police Service Accra. And I read, dear sir, petition for investigation. Child Rights International CRI is a non-governmental organization with the aim of upholding the fundamental human rights of children irrespective of their religion, status, geographical location, color, and ethnicity. Our attention has been drawn to a nude picture involving a certain Miss Rosemond Brown, popularly known as Akuapim Poloo, and a child circulating on social media. As a child rights organization that believes in upholding the rights of children, we deem this act as a violation of the welfare principle of the Children's Act and abuse of the child's rights to privacy and dignity. We wish to notify your esteemed office to investigate the taking of the said images and its circulation. We count on your cooperation. Thank you. Yours faithfully, Bright Apia, Executive Director. This was on 30th June, the very day that Akuapim Poloo posted a picture. Yeah. What informed the decision to pick up this issue?
Well, almost now we had it as a program to deal with the issues on social media, and at least people who share in our vision. I'm sorry, I'm my phone. Picture no P on my phone so, and people were asking, now what are you going to do because it is becoming too much? I'm sure okay. So
in the system or from here? Becoming too much in the system?
In the system.
Okay.
Becoming too much in the system.
As in a parent and then a child.
And a child.
Okay.
No nudity there doesn't fall within our mandate. So when I penny that's all the picture by tour. There are other organizations that can deal with that. That does not concern us. And as a fire, once involved in Coradia, we will come in. So we saw it. So we about office now, about trans in here, casino. We need to do something about this because already it is one of the things that we want to do. So there's always an entry point to everything. It's unfortunate to say, on only the end of a bar, we can have enough evidence to go to report the matter to the police. And by that very day, me yetro letter say yedekoma a Director General CID.
Okay.
Now, we share the content of the letter. It is to establish an investigation because that's what we were calling for. So, in our opinion, we wanted the investigation to be centered around Nipana or even the idea by such stage must be created. Nipana like camera guys who mujina ho mujano. Also investigation as a calm. And Nipana gasa original picture no mokrano. So that is what we call for. So we say we want the taking of the picture. Because when it comes to the taking of the picture, there are a lot of people behind taking of picture. And we call for that investigation. And the assembly. We're doing follow-up. And CID for Kachere said they refer the matter to DOSO. And DOSO, so we want to follow up the case. Into almost 3 months now, and now one day we got the notifications they want to go to court. And even before that day, they did not actual letter no. I think the media got hold of the letter and Abeku Santana Kwanimi interview with the lady. And share how she was explaining herself. I don't know what was informing her actions and all that. And I'm saying, then we need to do a lot of work in that area to let people know about the right of children.
What was she saying?
Basically saying what she did do not amount to Abeku.
There's nothing wrong with what she did.
There's nothing wrong with what she did. She was like, there's nothing wrong with what she did. Later, Crown Osabeka is an artistic impression. And I'm saying, well, and the investigation look also now, those who focus so now they've gotten enough evidence and they are proceeding to court. And I felt at that time say, for once, issue around the former system, they are taking actions on it. And a court and a court also a deal monsem a buyer. So when the issue of surety bear mono and make us asamno and I know say asamno nenya asama say didi agro but surety is nimba na me no
when you say surety I mean to somebody that doesn't understand
sure ebia say obi yebema bail judge make us kofa the sureties bra and sanity me am bail. Now, surety is not also among confirmed. Also, one should be justified. And in law, your case surety must be justified. It means that the offense, a mood. And
so you have to prove that you're there.
You have to prove that you're there. And a very, that day, they were not able to do that, And I said, on Monday, not to a cell for that. And we were following the issue. So I was there. And the lawyer the lawyer now the first lawyer no major the second lawyer no and he happens to be my friend.
So there are 2 lawyers on this case?
There are more than 2 lawyers, almost 4 lawyers now handled this particular case. So for where I said maybe there are others I don't know, but almost delay 3 and sana the current one you handle case Inti first one ni jaya asem and the second one no buy no say Mr. Pierre, we've way evidence, Now, say, Omanya who be here, the likelihood say, jailing very, very high into almost remi. What can we do about it? I'm also domestic act, one of the alternative near arbitration. So let's sit down around the table, discuss it because us, the interest, what the whole thing right here who read the letter is the child. There's nothing else that we have interest in. And you know, if they would do something that would be beneficial to Akorana, I'm okay. We can, on the basis of that, you know, go to court and then plead with the court, normal drop case, you know. And I gave them lawyer and so and appear where they any idea will benefit from the case, and you know, where they only say so he wanted to discuss it with them.
What did you tell them to do?
They said they should open an investment account for the child. Now, after 18 years, according 18 years, then they will hand over their account, you know, for Akorano. It should be an investment account. And to me, the American coming so over 200,000 to open that account for Akorano. And clearly, almost you. And the lady came to my office here. She's been here 4 times. Offer me. He didn't come or send me the same voice note. But per our work, you know, some of these things we don't put it out because it's between us and the person that we are dealing with. And now I didn't want to talk about because there are some issues that I've discussed with her. I'll be tempted to pull those issues out. So I decided to keep quiet until say, your own investigations and we are having this interview with you and all that. I catch her now. So I'm buying a catch on almost okay. And she was there. Let them say no take. And on the manager.
200,000 to start the investment.
No, that is them keke. So Akorano.
On for being can be.
On for being no on for being can. And one says you can better on Akorano bedi. You can imagine Akorano bedi 18 years. How much that? And we did that because we wanted to make sure that in the event where this picture becomes an issue that would affect the child in future, the child can have independence in running his life, and that is what are informing.
And who be signatory to that account?
Initially for this period, you know, a catch was say she will be a signatory to the account because they're never. And there were other issues relating to Akorano Papa. That one I don't want to talk about it. And you know, then the accountant of child right would also be a signatory to the account. And you know, say according to 18 years, the whole process is the condition will be on the opening of the account. Into the 18 years, whether even whether we are there or not, you know, the account can be given to Akorano. And I'm so many amount, you know, and I'm so no problem. So how much can you get? And I'm so 50,000. And I'm so all that I want is a commitment. Say you are showing commitment towards your child because that is where our interest is. And almost 50,000. And I'm so okay. When they are ready with the 50,000, they should call us. I'm for details, name passport picture and details. I'm bank or na be account, no. And almost okay, no more fear. Then almost about it is very difficult. The lady cannot raise the 50,000 at a go. And mommy, the work that she's doing and all that. Then I'm that's why I'm talking to her as well. She's forcing. Because the investigations are here, no yes, she's showing some level of commitment towards Nebano. And the difficulties Nina and the things that she's doing for the child. We went to the village to do investigation. Investigation, and we saw the conditions and all that, but the outcome also again by our work, we cannot put it out. So we said, okay, then we need a commitment until for 10,000 bra. And I'm saying, when can they pay the rest? And I'm saying, more my period of 1 year to pay them into every month to be on the people to account. I'm saying I don't have issues with it. Oh dear. Say 10,000 Albania as a seed money to open the account. I don't have issues with that. And offer we talk.
So she gave the 10,000?
No, she didn't. And offer why you say, and some of them are private in terms of the raising of the money. And also me one offer so when you 1,000, me friend offer when you 3,000. Last one offer no when you 6,000. I'm say okay. Na scan and also you want na mem or they breme And I'm saying, per our policy, we can't take money from you into no fakoma or lawyer no. Now all of us let's meet our bank or na YMB account no. Enti I was expecting say so my arrangement I called to me show that commitment of 6,000. Child Right International will add 10,000 to it for her to open the account. Now so that at least Akorano will be saved, so that we can have a case to go to court to plead on her behalf and all that. And she, I'm not here trying. I'm another lawyer, Safreye. Ono yoba.
The only kasa.
Ono so by say ono na handle leading the case no na. Yina ye say onyo no anya do o mema na ye. And I'm saying I just spoke to her or say we're raising this. And this is and look at what we wanted to do in addition. We wanted to be a surprise to her. Until we didn't even announce it. Because every year I announce here, every man it's my any day, ni say oh yeah, ni ahun kana so wonya no onye. And you know, we were thinking that ye be account that very day, no. Then we tell her say, oh, this is what we also want to do to support you as organization because oh yeah, investment in Akora, it is for the benefit of Akora. We don't see why we cannot contribute to that. And lawyer and I'm saying, okay, if that is the case, dear, this is an issue that our court, the only thing that we can do is to plead with the court. No more because we are the complainant. And how I guess you know court, we were not involved. The only thing that we did was to report the matter to CID.
So you could have still gone.
I could have, of course, that opportunity. I was say and keep me, but. On the criminal case, I can't keke say me person very draw me case. No, it's an indictment even on the organization and the kind of cause that we seek to do and all that. Yes, anyway, one day the same lawyer and friends will say, or no so jaya seven. Na or shady a corner with Jam and I'm say, yeah, we I discuss here what bemu. Say me. So it means that probably there's another alternative system that we want to do to save the girl. And to what Jamus is here now, what will happen? That was what I was thinking. And to me, the man issue. So I was there when those who for frame said, court no hear me to come and take my give my witness statement. Then by then you so I went to court. That was the first time case ni by in court. Jimmy Koye no. I was sitting there, no friend, and judge, Ebisan and say, so, oh, you're guilty.
The first time I pleaded guilty. No?
The first time I pleaded guilty. That was the first time I also went to court. Oh, you're guilty, and I'm taking you through, I'm count now, no account, and these counts are different in terms of its punishment and all that, and and because of that, even my witness statement, I didn't give it because if you are guilty you are pleaded guilty, then what is the extent of my involvement? And then when you plead guilty, you also put the judge in a corner where I also take a decision. And for me, me share the way a corner na me share sentence na keep hard drink akra. So there's a lot of things nipa aye, but I felt to say abedum pempen so bia there was nothing else betting me aye. So owo osu ho no I spoke with her
the day before the
day now
last appearance before the
exactly that day now almost on pregnancy test, I spoke to her and make a so we'll do our best, but whatever it is, yeah, investigation about the family. We know what you are doing. For now, we'll provide care for Akora because there are two things that will be determined when it comes to the care for Akora. The environment in Akora, whether it is conducive for Akora, and the Nipana Ebia or Mesika Akora, and realize that Akora, where Akora per the report I is conducive, which means even in her absence, the environment is capable of providing care for Akorano. The only thing that will be missing in the environment has to do with Nipana Obema Ska near the Akorano. That was the only thing that was missing. So we decided to fill in that gap because we felt the child must also be protected. And all this while, it is the interest of the child that we're looking at. Inti so far number mommy and also you watch it. Even before court no kwaba sentence no, and I can tell you that sentence na court na man, it's not everything that but the judge has experienced cases that were transferred. She has shown a lot of leniency because of even the statement or make here say this is just for a deterrent. It should be enough for anybody to think that the intention of the judge is not to go to a full end in terms of the punishment. And all kinds of issues were coming up. I'm like, so when this girl was looking for 10,000, where were all these people?
She might have not announced it for people to hear.
No, you see, another maker say, Onime Edinkomo about how she's even raising the money. And people that she has spoken to who were giving excuses. It's a word. I'm not as to whether
it is true or not.
It's true. It's a yes, you know. In declaring, there's some level of commitment now also. So when and Zionfelix will share comment. You see, I went back to look at the comment and go for passing. I mean, some of them are now speaking a different language altogether. So I was asked myself, what does society want? Is it? And some people think the issue about children is just a child, just a picture. But sasam to ni akora, oh dear, you can go scot-free. But once you fall to that, you know that there are laws that protect Nkora. So the space of Nkorano should not be taken for granted in Ghana. And Nkora has the street children near the yes, it is true. But when the law decides to take its course, Ohona Ebe who say, Nipana Odia Korana Kusi Kwanswa, or says Adiano, who say, Emra Ebonkorano by. And that is the genesis of all that. Even aside the legal processes now, issue now goes on. We have also devoted our time to deal with the social aspect of it, involving her in the process. The manager waha, almost about 10 people, and on 4 times, and we talk and all that. And so I'm surprised that people just perceive it because in the form of a sentence, somebody is sometimes he hears Obi say fame. For Christ's sake, I Juma my service.
Let's look at the point. Because also onakasa bit me I raise 50,000 now. Or raise 6,000, and then a lawyer came in to say I mean, you could have still withdraw the case, even though say the lawyer no. Why did you decide to proceed?
Since that day on the lawyer, but I had never heard from her again. Maintaining Cambio. It could have been a different story because the way I'm not lawyer now, no Casano. I was a better Ikakra. Into Ankono Casa, Ebia, or friend is any she used to call me now.
Withdraw case now.
Anka we would have done something about it. Withdrawal, I cannot just withdraw the case just like that. But there must be a commitment, and it here, because Akora. Otherwise, I won't feel comfortable. I feel that I've betrayed Akora. You see, let's take Osha letter no cry draft here now. We didn't even say send it back.
Yeah.
We say a certain with a child, because once anybody commit offense against a child, even whether we are papa or you are mommy, that distinction, that relationship is broken. And you'll be treated as such. And clearly, that is how we looked at the issue. But we'll say in some Anglophone, sometimes I wonder if we really committed to the fact that men are measuring me by no commit to offense. The presence of Akorano is not enough to justify I've heard all kinds of literature. Samson Ayini, You see, people must take time to listen to it. Lawyer TK, or PCFM. Listen to them and look at the legal aspect of it. This issue is legal and social. And you know, if you are not careful, you talk and you will not exactly know what you're talking about. But and conform my teach you, if they like, they should also toe the same line and see if the law will not come after them. But as for us, dear, just want to give your viewers if a matter concerns a child, and then no matter what, we'll get involved.
Okay. So many questions for you on my page. I mean, I can't ask everything because questions also power. Obitin said, when Poloo offered money to a poor child on the street, did he give him or did he reward him? Like Obuamanfo. When he did the right thing there, like there was nobody to.
No, but if he has done that, you see, there's something to that we need to know. One of the reasons why, as organization, we don't make noise about support that we give to people is that it is our basic responsibility to provide care for the vulnerable. In to share child writer, young kujina bontim veduane mankora in chape chamba TV show. So Zionfelix, there's no need for you to publish it. It is a fundamental principle of every person in society. In Tibia, where we call orphanage home, with the donation, we try the all these things. Say a case, ye DHR. You know, Obiba Dream Sabia, Nipana Kwakoya doya boniben why. But inherent in that act, you have committed some level of offense, which you can be picked on. Inti so yes, for me, it shows her commitment towards Ankara. And if I get to know why yes, my friend Abonabas.
Obviously, what are the plans outlined to take care of her son while she's in prison?
We have done that. We are called a position fee and Kasa. But you see, because of the way because on one Kasa say for care of Akrani there, you should leave it for us. One will provide care until she returns, and the program I have in place you will open an investment account for the child. And if indeed Waba, now personally, we have support to be not from child right to cry, we will support her. And I've had that discussion with her. Well, but Eban say, Obia say, how can child right take somebody to court on a criminal matter? But Omati say, court, when we went there, the reception wasn't that bad, but it could have been better, So almost they will sit down and think about it. I say okay. Once and once with our commitment is still with children, and sometimes to OT Nkofwa say there are a lot of serious child right issues that I want. I didn't know Yakwakofa. Sometimes it's rather unfortunate that some of these statements will be made, but there must always be an entry point. And unfortunately for her, the time that we took a decision of protecting children from the cyber, to look at the cyber security issues of children, and our way by. And I'm telling you, there are a lot of cases that were at tables where we are studying, and some we will need enough evidence to do that. And we are doing that, and then you'll hear from us. You'll hear from us.
I'm sure he has explained everything, or he has answered most of your questions. No, but I say sorry, but of final words now.
Oh well, the Americans say society must always be up and doing, and seek to protect Ankara. That's the gospel that we are preaching. And we will go all out to protect Ankara, and we are not going to be stopped by any kind of event. Once a child is involved there, they should expect that as child rights, we would always come in to protect the interests of the child.
Obi say Poloo lawyer can say there's a damaging video na no, you
see the evidence, You see, and I'm a person lawyer, the current lawyer, why are there? And I strongly believe that lawyer no be negotiation the current lawyer on my idea, and I think that people should rather applaud them for Neomaya because Sebe Anka case no full trial. it would have been a different ball game altogether because the evidence. So okay, so more conferencing, no more evidence, no. So and I will not not just go to the police with an issue. May have enough evidence. So we know what you are doing because it involves the child, and once it involves the child, you need enough evidence to be able to justify what exactly you want. And you know, it
involves the child. So, how damaging is the act to the child? It's in the Akuapim Poloo. Let us.
It's one. It's psychological, and two, also it undermines the privacy and the dignity of the child because in the Children's Act, you know, one of the things that the state is so much interested in is the privacy and dignity of children. And once you put a child out there, and social media now, no, you know forever. And you know, these are a year if it's you cannot quantify some of these things, but it has repercussions on the welfare of Akorano. And some of these things you have to correct it because Akora Obi or say open so be a YouTube account. Obi Sakra and say, why do you want to open it? Or so who say we be or say, and that is not the way and manner because the law says that children must always be informed, and where they are capable of expressing their opinion, we must listen to them. So if the child is not well informed, but they are taking decisions, then it means that something is influencing that process, and if it happens that way, it would affect the development of Ankara, and that is what we seek to also protect.
If somebody wants to contact Child Rights International, how do we get to you?
Oh, Child Rights there. I will Google Child Rights International. The details are there, and anybody who feels or issue be it involves Ankara, we are ever ready to listen.
Have you had any threats following this issue?
Oh, I mentioned that I don't.
It's only baby.
Any day, my GB account.
Look, I mean, I'm over what much I'm like, looking for Buchi, but offer no Casacata. I'm like, why do you have to get angry at me? Baby. So,
any day, to be friendly, but you see, one thing to me realize is people who called me, I've explained things to them. I'm say, oh, Sanet here. And I say, oh, I'm like, okay. I mean, so as a musician, maybe I did but you know, you know, people are going about opening all kinds of things, showing some level of, but the law is law, and I think because if I tell you what children go through, Anka, the whole society will rally behind to safeguard the welfare of children.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Mr. Wright Appiah happens to be the Executive Director for Child Rights International. I'm sure my questions there are some questions you might have want me to ask him about Busa. I'm sorry for that. But my Busa also Busa be Zionfelix. Bye bye.